Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Hazelnut again this morning. It's going to be 71 degrees. It's cooled off quite a bit from the last couple days. And we're supposed to get rain. It's pretty cloudy out there. I had to go out there and take out the trash, so it's nice and cool. And actually very pleasant out there, but it's damp because it did rain overnight. So yesterday I went to visit my daughter and had brunch with her. That was nice. And I hung out with her for a little bit while she did her work. They keep her busy. She works from home, but it's all done on the computer. So she's very busy, and she has phone conferences, and I just kind of hang out and have coffee with her, and we chat in between. So that's always nice. Well, Lizzie's up this morning, as you can hear. There's nothing out there. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning yet, but oh, who knows? I don't even know what they can see out there because that window's so foggy. All they can see are shadows. But they manage. So anyway, today I'm not really planning on going anywhere, but you never know. I may go to my mom's. I don't feel like going shopping. Eventually I have to pick up a couple groceries. But my daughter gave me a stick of butter yesterday when I was over there, so now I don't have to go out to the store specifically for that. But I was just using some oil, and that worked okay. But there's some things that I just like the taste of butter or margarine better than oil. So you have to use what you have nowadays. So okay, I'm going to put a little cream in my coffee here. And I'm almost out of creamer. I've got enough for maybe one more day. So then I'll have to switch to another creamer, or I'll have to force myself to go to Walmart. I canceled my Walmart free delivery. I think that was $18 a month. And for me, it wasn't worth it. If I shopped every week there, then I would have kept it. But with me only shopping once a month, it wasn't worth me keeping that. So we'll see how this goes. I may reinstate it in the wintertime, but I think it's even cheaper. It's like $9 or $10 delivery fee if you don't have the membership. So even that would be cheaper. So we'll see how it goes in the winter. I really don't shop that much at Walmart. There's certain things that I can only get there, and then there's certain things I can only get at Mark's and certain things at Aldi's, but they're all in the same vicinity, so it's not like I have to do a lot of running around and wasting gasoline. So, all right, I'm going to drink my coffee, and I will meet you at the budget book. Okay, back at the budget book. So yesterday I did not spend any money, so that's good. I'm keeping with a very low spend theme here. So I was thinking this morning while I was drinking my coffee, I was making myself a mental list of all the things that I can't do anymore since 2020. And it's quite a list, and I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat too. Just things that you used to do, things that you like to do. Some of it was frivolous, yes, but some of it was necessary, or what I thought was necessary. And boy, have things changed, and not for the better. So I think I'll have a little chat about that in a little bit. And we can compare notes in the comments below and see what things that you used to do that you can't do anymore because of financial squeeze. So anyway, I don't plan on going to the store today, maybe next week. I don't like to shop on the weekends. There's just too many people. There's always too many people. There's really no great time to go shopping anymore where you're not bumping into people going up and down the aisles. So it's not my favorite thing to do. And I don't even shop for non-essentials anymore. I mean, if I'm in a store and I see maybe, like if I go to Costco and I see a shirt that they have there that I like, I may pick that up. But other than that, I don't shop for anything but food anymore. So anyway, we'll get back into that a little bit more in a little while, and we'll have a conversation about that. So I have a pile of donation things going in the living room, and my daughter said she has more donations too, so she can bring those over, because Tuesday the donation truck is coming to pick up things, and I hope it's not going to be raining. When they pick things up at your home, that's always a problem, because you have to put the things out by 7:30 in the morning. I mean, they've never come that early, but, you know, I don't want to miss them, so I just put it out there. And then if it's raining, you have to figure out how to keep it dry. But that's the downside to having them pick things up in your driveway. But I'm thinking about, one of my viewers suggested that I call Habitat for Humanity. Apparently they will pick up larger pieces of furniture. So I'm thinking about calling them sometime before the snow flies and have them pick up a couple pieces of furniture, because I just have too much big furniture that isn't serving me well anymore. So, okay, I'm going to drink my coffee and do a little pondering on all the things that I can't buy anymore. And then I'll be back and we'll have a little chat about that. All right, this morning's brunch, things I'm trying to use up. I have some pita bread that I need to use. I have half of a one, that's plenty. I have some sweet onion that I need to use up. Some peppers here that I've had for a while. These I'm going to freeze. These I'm going to eat. Some tomatoes from my garden. I have some mock pork that I need to use up. That was frozen quite a while ago. And I still need to use up this Italian cheese. So rather than wasting a lot of this stuff, I'll either freeze it or eat it. So I'm going to make a pita pocket, and then here I have a little bit of lettuce left over from lettuce my daughter gave me, so I want to eat that up too. So I'm going to put all that in my pita pocket, along probably with some ranch dressing, and that'll be a good brunch. All right, time for another morning chat. Good morning, cheers. This is like Groundhog Day, right? Well, this morning I want to talk a little bit about the things that I can't afford to do or buy anymore, and what I can do instead, or if necessary, buy. So I have a list here that I made a list of the things I can't afford to do. And then I started thinking, well, what can I do instead if I really like doing this or I like doing that, but I can't afford to do it anymore? And since 2020, this has really been an eye-awakening, eye-opening experience, because there's a lot of money mismanagement out there, money wasted, our taxpayer money wasted, just, taken out of our pockets and put in other people's pockets. So I just think that's wrong. But there are certain things that I can do to make my life more pleasant and not feel so deprived. So one of the things that I can't do anymore is go out to restaurants for lunch with friends and family. Once in a while I do, but I used to go once or twice a week. Well, I'd say once a week, and either go with a family member. We'd go to breakfast or lunch. Not dinner very often, but breakfast or lunch because they were cheaper. But I can't do that anymore. It's too expensive. For the $25 that you spend on a restaurant meal, I can buy a whole week's worth of groceries. So what can we do? Well, if you want to get together with friends, have them over to your house, or even meet at a coffee shop maybe, where you just have a coffee with them, maybe a little treat, a cookie, or something like that that's much, much cheaper. And you can do that either for breakfast or lunch, and then you can have yourself a nice chat. Yeah, the coffee's going to cost you more, but even if you go somewhere like McDonald's or, and have a coffee there with your friend. So I see a lot of old guys doing that. They'll meet with all their old retired buddies at McDonald's. So that's still doable. But, I don't eat McDonald's. I used to. I used to like their fish fillet and their quarter pounder with cheese. But since I'm a vegetarian, I've been a vegetarian for years, I don't eat there anymore. And then I love their fries. They're my favorite. But I don't eat those either because they're dunked in beef fat. So, but I do like their iced coffee. So every now and then, in the summertime, I'll go through the drive-thru and get an iced coffee. But meeting your friends at a place like that rather than a fancy restaurant, that's still doable. Or having them over your house, fixing them a nice lunch, or just having maybe tea cakes, something along that line. That's something that you can still do. Another thing that I can't do anymore, because I just don't have the money, is go clothes shopping. I used to go to Walmart and, I've never spent a lot on any one item of clothing. But, I used to go to the discount stores and I'd pick up outfits, or, I'd have them. If they had, like, t-shirts, I'd get them in several colors, or same thing with pants. Well, I can't do that anymore. So what can I do? Well, I do have a lot of clothes because, like I said, I've always shopped that way. And now what I can do, if I get the urge to get something new, I can think of ways to repurpose. If you have things like t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, and by that I mean just the solid color ones, not particularly logo t-shirts, although if you like those, that's fine. But if you have the solid colored ones with different necklines, whatever your preference is, some basic pants, maybe some jeans, some skinny jeans, some leggings, some just pull-on pants that you can use for dressing up. Then you can use the clothes that you have to dress up or dress down, combine it with maybe a scarf, or if you have some old jewelry that you really don't like anymore, You can take that apart and put a couple different pieces of jewelry together. Reuse the beads. There's a lot of videos on YouTube where people take old clothing and they cut them up in different ways and make something new out of them. So, but if you're lucky enough to know how to sew, you can always re-sew something. Like if something's big, you can make it fitted, or you can make maybe if you have a dress, you can cut the bottom off and make it into a skirt. So there's different things that you can do. So I just try and repurpose my clothes as much as I can. I dress up my t-shirts. I have a couple blazers that I wear with them if I want to get a little dressed up. Just, you know, I repurpose and reuse my clothes. So there's no need for me to buy new clothes. But I do miss buying new clothes, and like I said, sometimes if I go to Costco or somewhere, they do have nice casual clothes, nice quality clothes. I will pick up a shirt or a pair of jeans or, you know, a pair of pajamas, but I don't shop like I used to because I just can't afford it. Another thing that I can't afford to do anymore is to continue to build up my pantry because everything is just so expensive now. Now, if you were fortunate enough that you prepared yourself a pantry before the proverbial poop hit the fan, then good. That's a good thing. But right now, building up a pantry is really difficult to do. So I no longer build up my pantry, but I do restock it when I use something up. So if I use up a pound of beans, I'll buy another pound of beans to replace it. If I can afford it, I'll buy 2 pounds of beans, but basically I just replace what I already have. And that way the cost isn't so prohibitive for my groceries. Crafting supplies. I've always had a lot of crafting supplies, and I cannot afford to buy more. I can't afford to buy new. I do go to the Dollar Tree every now and then and pick up a little this or a little that, just for something to decorate or something to do. I have a lot of wreaths for my door, so what I'll do when they get worn, I pick out the things that are still good, and maybe I have 2 or 3 wreaths where some of the flowers are spent and some of them are still good, and I'll just pull out the flowers that are still good and make a brand new wreath out of 3 old ones, and then I'll just throw away the things that aren't good anymore. So that's one thing that I can do instead of buying crafting supplies. You can save magazines if you have those, cut them in strips, and there's tutorials out there. You can make beads out of magazine pages, and I remember I went to a craft art show, and there was a woman, she had a whole booth of all these really pretty magazine bead jewelry, and they're very lightweight, so that's something that you can do. That's really cheap. I think all you need for that is like a skewer, like the wooden barbecue skewer, and some glue, and then you can make beads. You can make your own beads, or you can make your own beads out of, there's different clays that you can make yourself. I don't know exactly what the formulas for those are, but I'm sure YouTube has tutorials on that, or you can Google it and come up with, you know, like when the kids used to make ornaments for the Christmas trees and stuff out of clay. But I do know there's clay formulas that you can use to make yourself some beads. If you have old yarn, you can use that to string them. An old scarf, you can combine that with beads. That would be nice. So there's all kinds of crafty things that you can do. I've seen people use a lot of cardboard boxes or paper towel and toilet paper rolls. You can use plastic bottles to make like flowers and things. I've never done it, but you can heat them and make jewelry or wall decor or something out of it. You can take your old house paint that you no longer use, get a cheap canvas board, and make yourself some modern art just using up that paint. And that's something that pretty much anybody can do. So if you like to craft and you can't afford the expensive craft supplies, give that a try. You can use napkins with Mod Podge, or if you can't afford the Mod Podge, you can water down some clear glue that turns clear, and you can Mod Podge your furnitures, your candles, your decor, whatever it is. So you can do that too, in as far as crafting supplies goes. Some people use aluminum cans to make crafting supplies. You can make flowers out of those. And there's a lot of YouTube tutorials where you can use basic everyday stuff, and it's a great way to entertain yourself. So you don't have to spend a lot on crafting supplies. Fishing line, you can use fishing line to string your beads. It's very strong, and it's not that expensive either. I can't afford to drive around a lot. When I was with Tom, I used to drive up to the boat, which was, I think, 30 miles one way and 30 miles back. But since we're not together anymore, I no longer have to do that once or twice a week. So for me, I try and stay within a 10-mile radius of where I live. And as far as entertainment, I can go to a free art show. I could go to there's a lot of different places. Usually, unless you live way out in the boondocks, you know, then you'd have to go more towards nature walks and things like that. But if you live anywhere near a city, there's a lot of free things that can go on there. Sometimes they have free concerts in the park, which is nice that you can go to. So even if you can't drive long distances because of the prohibitive cost of gasoline, that's something that you can do within a 10-mile radius of where you live. Well, obviously, I can't shop for entertainment or boredom anymore. That is something that is just totally not in the cards. I used to like to do that. That's why I have so much stuff, but I'm very thankful that I have the stuff that I have, and now I'm at a point where I want to share with other people, because a lot of the things that I have are very usable. It's not junk. If it's junk, I throw it away. But if it's usable and I think somebody else might be able, that I could help them with their financial struggle, then I will donate it. Coffee pods, like for the Keurig, the only time I buy those is when they're on sale, or I'll pick them up once in a while at Aldi's. I can't afford to buy those expensive coffee pods anymore. You know, I can't afford the name brand ones, so I buy off-brand coffee. And then the little coffee pot, coffee maker that I have, that I got on Amazon, I really like it because I can make either pods or I can make loose coffee in it. So coffee is getting really expensive too. I know I used to pay $3.99 for, you know, a small container like this big. Well, now it's like $6.99, so it's almost doubled in price. So finding a cheaper coffee that you like, probably best to stick with a basic non-flavored kind, and then you can always flavor it yourself either with creamer, or you can buy, I know Dollar Tree for $1.25 has those syrups that you can buy. If you like maple, you can even put pancake syrup in your coffee, or a honey blend if you can't afford honey. So there's all kinds of things to flavor coffee. You can even use, you know, you can buy those like flavor drops and things that you can use to make candy. You can use those to flavor your coffee. Or you could even use vanilla, you know, whatever. So there's different ways that you can do it, but cutting back to a very basic coffee, one that is cheaper and that you actually like. You can make a cold brew out of it. You can, if you don't have a coffee maker, you can use a French press. You can, I mean, for a cold brew, all you need is, you can even use like a nylon stocking to make a cold brew. Just put it in like a knee-high stocking, tie it up, and put that in the water and cold brew it in your fridge. So you can do that, or a drip coffee. You know, of course, that requires filters, but I believe you can use paper towels instead of a filter too, and then you can make either a small pot or individual cups out of that. So another thing that I can't afford to buy, unless I really get them cheap on sale, are candles. And you guys know I love candles. I have a ton of them. So I'm using up what I have and saving the scraps. You've seen me make candles before out of candle scraps, because there's always, you know, little bits of candle wax left at the bottom of candles. And I bought wood wicks from Amazon. I reuse the candle jars, and then as the candles burn down, I melt the wax and I just make layers of wax candles, and it looks really nice. So that's another thing that I do. So I'm sure I can think of more things that I can't afford to buy anymore. House plants, I can't afford to buy those. I have a lot of house plants, so what I can do is make cuttings from those. You can make like, what do you call it, like a kratky, where you grow it in water. So you can do that and make your own cuttings. Schiffoleras, you can root those. You can grow an avocado pit. I have a grapefruit tree. I have a Meyer lemon. I have a blood orange, and I grew those all from seeds. So you can grow your own house plants. It doesn't have to be a fancy house plant. Or if you have a friend that maybe has cuttings, that you can get some cuttings from a friend and just grow your own house plants. So those are some of the things that I cannot afford to buy anymore. There's lots more, and that's why I'm trying to use up what I have and not always buying something new. I don't always need that new shiny thing that I see, whether that's clothes or makeup or jewelry or any of those things. So just using what I have, being thankful and grateful for what I have, and just, you know, in this day and age, what choice do we have? You know, we can either go into hock and down the road, that bubble will burst eventually, and then we won't have the money to pay for it. And so I think it's wise now in this day and age to just stick with the basics, forget the new stuff, use up what you have, and keep it very simple and very basic, and we'll be okay. We'll be all right. You know, we need to cook a little more in our own home, and like I said in yesterday's video, use a slow cooker if you don't like to cook. If you're lucky enough to have a little Instant Pot or a rice cooker, you can use that. Some of the mini appliances are inexpensive and they're nice for one person. So, but if we stick to the basics and keep life simple, we will be okay. So, all right, my friends, tonight for dinner I'm just having more leftovers. I recreated my cabbage and noodles. I added some tomato sauce to that and put all the textured vegetable protein in there. So, and that's enough for 2 meals. So that's what I'm having for dinner. I'm going to finish up some of my salad, and that'll be a good meal. It'll have my carbs, it'll have my protein, and it'll have my vegetables. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Thanks for watching.